Hi there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies, and today's video is about niching. I just hosted a call. I've got my home study program. There's a final beta group that's going through it, giving feedback on it. And one of the conversations that came up was about how do you hone it once you've got it basically clear. And there are two places you can get stuck in niching. One is I see people doing things where they just try a lot of different things. They've got a new project, a new workshop they're doing, a new package, and there's always something new coming out. Or they can even keep doing the same thing, but they never reflect on it. They never think about, is this, how does this feel? Do I like the group I'm working with? Do I like the content, etc. The other place people can get stuck is going inside and just wondering all the time, well, who would it be great to work with? What would my ideal business be? But they never try anything in the real world. So either too much reflecting, too much acting, and it's got to be both. It's got to be this conversation between you try something, you reflect on it. You do a big, bold risk and experiment, and then you do a lot of deep reflecting. You do a little shallow risk and a shallow reflection. Always like that. It's the same kind of principle as the hot-cold showers, where you take a shower, you get it as hot as you can, and then you, cold. What happens when it's hot, the blood comes to the extremities, and when it's cold, the blood goes to the core. So you get the circulation that's happening. Or in trauma work, they'll often, in somatic experiencing, Peter Levine's work, the whole idea is not the whole idea, but part of the process would be you find a part of your body that feels really safe and good for you, and then what's the part of your body that doesn't feel as good, and what do you notice, what do you picture, any images or things come, and then go back to the safe place, and you go back and forth. That if you dive just too much into the trauma, it can be too overwhelming. So I'm sure you can think of examples in your own, the need to dance back and forth between these things. Too much reflecting is no good. You can get lost in your head, and people will sit there for a decade, and finally when they come out with an idea, it's ridiculous. It's not been shaped by a conversation with reality, and so it's often just, whoa, so strange. But if all you're doing is trying things and you're never reflecting, there's no learning happening. So that's the two places you can get stuck. Too much reflecting, too much acting. It's going to take both if you're going to want to hone your niche. The more bold the experiment, the bigger the experiment, and the deeper the reflection, the faster you're going to learn. Or, it could be one big one with a lot of reflection, or a lot of little back and forth that you can get clear about your niche. So that was the thought that came up today, and I thought I'd share it. Hope it's useful.